Hello and welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Great to have you here. Going to take a look at this watch today. A bit of a bargain from Addiesdive. Now this is the MY-H3-C. A quartz watch from Addiesdive. You can see where it's got its inspiration from. It's obviously the Rolex Yacht Master. I don't know if it was the Yacht Master 1 or 2. To be honest, I'm not a Rolex expert. Now you can pick this up on AliExpress for around £35, $40. Now if you do manage to get it in the 11/11 sale, which is I'm hoping when this video will come out, you'll get that down as low as 30. And I'll be quite honest, it's an absolute steal at that price. I'd really recommend it. Now they do this silver etched bezel version, and they also do a black bezel version as well. I went for the silver. I think I said on the unboxing I wanted something that was a little bit lighter to look at. I know it's still a black dial. I'm forever buying black dialed watches, but I went with this one and I'm really pleased with it. So let's take a look at what we get. So for that $40 or less, if you're lucky, you get a nice size watch. So diameter wise, it's 41 millimeters. Lug to lug is a nice 48 millimeters. I say nice, I've got an 8-inch wrist, so it sits well for my wrist. Might be a little big for somebody with a slimmer wrist, to be honest. Thickness is 13 mil. Now I think I measured that including the Cyclops as well, so it's not much of a cuff catcher. Strap width 20 mil, so pretty standard. And weight wise, you're looking at 151 grams. So it has got a little bit of heft to it, but it is nicely balanced on the wrist. So build of the watch, full stainless steel build with this really fine matte brushing on the body, which follows on to the bracelet. And then you've got the highlights of the scalloped edge bezel, which is obviously polished, and the numbers on the dial. So that really stands out on both this version and the black version, to be quite honest. We've got polished edge and round onto a brushed finish on the back. As you can see, it follows onto the bracelet and it's really nice. Now the crystal, obviously at this price you're only going to get sort of hardlex mineral style crystal. There's a Cyclops on that crystal as well, and this is one of the best Cyclops I've seen actually. It's nicely positioned. It's not trying to magnify that date massively. Sometimes they seem to just try and blow it out the crystal with the size of the numbers on it. But this one is really nice. And also a really nice feature on this watch for this price is it's a screw down crown as well. You don't see that very often on a watch at this price, but it's a screw down crown. So that's really nice. Now obviously that does help with the water resistancy of this watch, which is rated at 200 meters. So cracking price, cracking watch. So there's nothing revolutionary or unique about the layout on this dial. You would have seen this on so many watches over the years. It's kind of the default layout now. Circular indices, the rectangle at the 6 and the 9, and the 12 is a large triangle, all edged in silver, filled with lume. And then at the 3 we've got the date window, obviously recessed, edged in silver with that Cyclops on. As I say, that Cyclops is one of the best that I've seen on a watch from Ali. So nothing unique about this dial. It's nicely finished. Come on to the lume in just a little bit. Hands, sword style minute hand, Mercedes style hour hand, and then a needle seconds hand with a little balance lollipop on there filled with lume. So nothing revolutionary, as I say, but they've done a good job of it. Now onto the bezel, and I can't tell you how pleased I am with this bezel. I did wonder how this would be when it arrived. Now it's etched, or I'm not quite sure what finish they used to get this, but it's really nice. Now it is rough around the numbers, however doesn't seem to catch on anything. It's not pulling anything off my shirt or the wear or anything like that. There's a nice feel to it. I wouldn't know what that feels like on a real Yacht Master. It might be as smooth as anything, but this has a really nice texture to it, and somehow it adds to the feel of the watch, making it very tactile. As I say, I've not had any issues with it picking anything up, any fluff or anything like that. Obviously, the numbers and the hour marker at the top are all polished, and it's just really nice. They've done a really good job of it. Obviously unidirectional, 120 click, and it's a nice click. Really nicely finished, and as I say, it's not caused me any issues. The finishing all round on this watch is really well done for the price that you pay. I don't know if this started off at a higher price and it's now dropped, and so they're selling through the stock, I don't know, but it's really pleased with it. Lume, well, that's BGW 9 style Lume. Now, there is a slight difference between the hands and the indices. The hands do last much better than the indices, which is what you want anyway. It does pass my 3 AM test, and I was really surprised with that. The indices do die off quite quickly, but the hour hand and the minute hand stop on really nicely. I was really pleased with it. Again, for the price you pay, it's fantastic. Back to the dial, you've got the Addiesdive logo on the top and divers 200 meters on there. I'd always take the water resistance with a pinch of salt, but it's a simple, really nicely finished type of watch. Caseback wise, as you might have spotted earlier, bit of an unusual logo. They do seem to like their logos on there. On the back to Addiesdive, we've got a scuba mask and some spear guns, 3 stars, all stainless steel. Deepsea Hunter, divers 200 meters. As I say, it's rated at 200 meters. I'd take that with a pinch of salt, but I would imagine it's pretty good from the way that the watch is made and the way that case back is on. That's nicely etched on. We've got the brushed steel back as well. That etching doesn't irritate your wrist or anything like that. Feels a nice part of the watch. Bracelet wise, it's a pretty standard sort of AliExpress bracelet. It's nothing amazing, but I've had far worse. Obviously 3-link, this brushed effect all the way down it. Now I've got an 8-inch wrist and it fitted me fine out the box. Now the clasp, I think this is the bit where it just feels like you've paid the money that you've paid for this watch. It does feel like an off-the-shelf part. It's a shame there's no logo on there as well. They haven't done that. Obviously pressed. So I'd say that's probably the one niggle I got about it. There's definitely far better clasps out there. It does have 3 holes and micro adjust though, so that's really nice. You don't get that on watches that you can pay an awful lot more for, to be honest. So overall, bracelet is really nice, but it's pretty standard for anything you get from AliExpress. Now on wrist, and this is my 8-inch wrist, so I'm a big guy and I can still, I don't know if I could quite take a link out. I can certainly adjust that micro adjust a little bit more onto the first hole. So it's got a large bracelet on it. So if you're a guy with a bigger wrist, this would be no problem fitting you. It sits really nicely and it looks really classy. It's something just a little bit different with that sort of etched bezel, whether you go with the silver one or the black one. Overall, for the price, this watch is fantastic. I'd just snap one up, especially if it's in the 11/11 sale and they've dropped in price. I'd definitely get one for your collection, for your affordable watch collection. The only real niggle is probably the clasp. It's just nothing amazing. It seems an off-the-shelf part. It's a little bit of a shame there's no branding on there or anything like that. But overall, for the price you pay, this watch is superb and a great finish. Now, if that's not your type of watch, this might be your type of watch. This is the Foxbox FB0044. I recently reviewed that and I thought this was a really good watch as well. I'll put a link up to that in the corner. Thanks to everybody who's liked, subscribed and commented, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.